NFL Today on CBS Sports is presented by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
And welcome back to the NFL Today. Right now, the Browns and Bills are getting set for their matchup. And as we approach kickoff, let's send you out live to Orchard Park with our announcers, Tom McCarthy and Adam Archuleta. Gentlemen.
All right, JB, 3 games left in the regular season, and the storylines are vast for the winless Browns and the Buffalo Bills. Now, Lake Erie is quiet with precipitation today, but loud with wind and cold temperatures. The seat is definitely hot for Rex Ryan, and he knows it. And Rex this week has showed great faith in his quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, that Tyrod is the guy that will lead the Bills into today's game. Speaking of faith, the Browns have faith that RG3 will be better this week than he was last week against the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the AFC playoff picture has gotten a little clearer. There's still some fuzziness to it, but with the Dolphins' victory yesterday, they now have 9 wins. The heartbeat for the Buffalo Bills is fading as far as the postseason goes. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with Adam Archuleta. We've been here the last couple of days. We've talked to Rex Ryan. He understands how hot his seat is right now, but he's focused on football going into this ball game.
Yeah, and not only does he understand it, but his players understand it as well. Tom, I've been in both locker rooms that have pretty much clinched home field advantage throughout the playoffs in December, and also teams that have been out of it and had rumors about my coach. And you have to have a special brand of mental toughness to get over that distraction and go out there and play your very best. Now, you can see by this here exactly why there are rumors about Rex Ryan and his defense. You see the points and the rushing yards per game have skyrocketed, and the takeaways have gone down. And last week pretty much hit a new low when they gave up 236 rushing yards to Le'Veon Bell and the Pittsburgh Steelers. On the other side of the ball, somebody who has a lot of incentive to play well is Tyrod Taylor. Doesn't have quite the numbers that he's had last year, and has been a little up and down this season. Some of that injuries to his wide receivers and LaShawn McCoy maybe not being healthy, but he has 3 games left to prove that he is, in fact, the quarterback of the future for the Bills.
Well, speaking of 3 games, Hugh Jackson knows that his team has 3 games to get a victory. He realizes that they could be the first team since the 08 Detroit Lions to go winless in a season, but he also realizes that this group has worked hard and they deserve a victory.
It has to be extremely exhausting to the coaches and the players on this football team to be now in December and have yet to win a football game. They have been extremely competitive, and they've played 5 different quarterbacks if you include Terrell Pryor into that equation. But all eyes are going to be on Robert Griffin III, who had his second start of the season after breaking his shoulder in the first game of the season. You can see the rust was there. He failed to establish any chemistry with his wide receiving core, and he said it himself. There were some street ball elements to the offense last week. They're expecting him to make a big jump. He looked a lot better in practice, and I feel like the staff has a better feel for what they want to do with him.
Well, and he feels the same way as well. All right, it's the holiday season, so let's put a bright spin on today's ball game. As we take a look at our tools for success brought to you by Home Depot, let's talk about LaShawn McCoy and how good he's been for the Bills.
Well, the good fortune that they experienced this season was because of LaShawn McCoy. He is the centerpiece. He is the heartbeat of this offense. He is terrific running the ball, but also out of the backfield. And that means that Christian Kirksey, the young, promising linebacker for the Cleveland Browns, along with Jamie Collins, have to have a very active day. The sacks have been down for Buffalo in the last half of the season. Lorenzo Alexander and Jerry Hughes had terrific starts to the year, but in the last 4 games have failed to get to the quarterback. They've got to pressure Robert Griffin III. Now, Cleveland, they're not a great running football team, but last week they ran the ball better than they had in the previous 5 games. Isaiah Crowell has proven that he's one of the top open field backs in the game. They have to get him around 20 touches in this one.
Well, Tyrod Taylor knows the heat from the Buffalo fans is on him and his ball club. Meanwhile, for the Browns, Danny Shelton and the rest of the defense looking for a victory. We'll see what happens when we come back.
2 hostage takers, 14 hostages. What do we do now? Get your son back.
Undercover Boss is back. Season premiere, CBS Wednesday.
You just used your phone to binge watch an entire season of your favorite show. Your family's wireless data plan is on the brink. It's time to take extreme measures. Or you could get the shows you love data-free. Introducing Data-Free TV, only from AT&T. Now you can watch DirecTV on your devices anywhere without using your data. Switch to AT&T Wireless and stream DirecTV data-free.
Whoa, this is awful. Try it.
Oh, no, that looks gross. What is that?
You gotta try it. It's terrible.
I don't want to try it if it's terrible.
It's like mango chutney and burnt hair.
No, thank you. I have a very sensitive palate.
Just try it!
Guys, I think we should hurry up.
If you taste something bad, you want someone else to try it. It's what you do.
I can't get the taste out of my mouth.
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Shh, dog.
At Coors, we lager, filter, and package cold for a cleaner, crisper taste. Because every climb deserves a refreshing finish. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
Going to business school, I took out a very big student loan. It was the first time that I actually felt a sense of fear. It was stressful. Then my friend told me about SoFi. I lowered my interest rate by 40%, which will save me over $25,000. Now I go to SoFi's member events, and I met some really inspiring people. Refinancing my loan with SoFi was probably one of the smartest things I've ever done.
Save thousands by consolidating your student loans. Get your rate in less than 2 minutes. Visit trysofi.com.
Some mountains you climb. Others you knock down. Coors Light. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
Hi, Santa.
Madison.
I've been really good this year, so I want an ISF Sport.
A what?
It's a Lexus.
With what options?
With red interior and 8-speed paddle shifters.
Thanks. Bye.
You think you bought it?
If you're going to wish big at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get up to $2,500 customer cash on select 2016 and 2017 models for these terms. See your Lexus dealer.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
Today's game is being broadcast in Spanish where available using the SAP button on your television. Folks are settling in. It's the Bills and the Cleveland Browns. Can the Browns get their first win of the season? Well, the Bills certainly will have something to say about it.
Presenting the Subway Fresh Buzz. Served to you by Subway Restaurants. Taking see-ball, get-ball to heart last week, Giants defensive backs Leon Hall and Janoris Jenkins each had an interception, with Devon Kennard and Romeo Okwara notching 2 of the team's 3 sacks. The Giants remain the only team to beat Dallas this year and improve their standing in the NFC playoff race.
How do you stay fresh in a world where tastes and priorities are always changing? If you're Subway, you start by removing the artificial preservatives, colors, and flavors from your food. Support hundreds of growers, including many family-run farms. Serve customers 390 million pounds of fresh veggies. Offer packaging that's better for the planet, and use your size and resources to create healthy change around the world. Because the best way to stay fresh is to never get stale.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
This afternoon, and they've decided to take the football. It's about a 3-hour drive from Cleveland, so yes, their fans, the Hardy ones, have decided to venture to Buffalo, where Dan Carpenter will kick things off for the Buffalo Bills. See the return men for Cleveland. Back deep to receive is George Atkinson III. He's to the right. And the newest addition, Mario Alford, number 15, is to the far side of the field. The Buffalo Bills still have a glimmer of light for the postseason here in 2016, but they've got to win out and have a lot of other things happen. We are underway from Buffalo, and Alford will just take a knee, and that means the Browns will begin 1st and 10 from their 25-yard line. It will be our first look at Robert Griffin III making his second start since coming back from the shoulder injury. He said that Hugh Jackson is the most creative offensive coach he's ever played for.
Well, I think that Hugh Jackson and his coaching staff is a great fit, and they could take advantage of the strengths and the weaknesses of RG3's game. Now, it's interesting, you watched how they opened up the game last week. It seemed like everything was down the field, and he failed to establish that chemistry with his wide receivers. I would imagine a little bit more of a quick passing game here to get this offense in rhythm.
Well, speaking of the passing game, that's Pryor in motion, and he gets the first pass of the day. They rely on his athleticism, and he is run out of bounds by Stephon Gilmore. Let's take a look at the Browns offense, beginning with their line. Spencer Drango, the rookie. Joe Thomas laughed yesterday when you asked him about Spencer Drango. He said he's a little tight, but that allows me to loosen him up a little bit. Terrell Pryor, we just saw him make that first catch. If there is a game plan to throw the football, he's going to be a priority here this afternoon. No gain on that first down pass. The handoff goes to Crowell. Up the middle, a flag is in. He's up to the 37-yard line before he's taken down by Corey Graham. So it'll be a gain of 12, but we'll see who the penalty is against. They toss the penalty flag back to the 30-yard line. That's Clete Blakeman in his 7th year as a referee. Well, they're going to move the football back. Rex.
Holding. Offense number 64. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Hugh Jackson, Pep Hamilton both said yesterday we cannot have these penalties that negate big plays. Let's take a look at the Bills' defense for this afternoon's ballgame. What a big boost that Kyle Williams makes the start. He and Marcel Darius are a handful when they're playing up to speed. Preston Brown has played very well this year inside, along with Zach Brown. And we saw Stephon Gilmore already make one tackle for the Bills. Second down and long. Inside handoff to Crowell. He'll try it again. Gets away from Kyle Williams. And then stiff arms his way out of bounds to the 18. Boy, that was a huge loss after a big gain by Crowell to have that penalty.
It sure was. And, you know, field position has been a big problem for the Cleveland Brown offense. It seemed like, especially in the first half of the game last week, they were always inside their 10, 15-yard line. And when you get a big run like that up inside and it gets called back, it's tough. It's tough for an offense like this to dig themselves out of a deep hole to start the game.
Duke Johnson checks in for the first time in the backfield. RG3 looking to throw, and he doesn't get it into the hands of Johnson, so the Browns will have to punt the ball away. RG3 talked about trust yesterday, and he said he has to trust receivers will be in the right spot, but receivers have to be in the right spot too.
This is all about accuracy, and there's not a lot you can do. It's 3rd and 15. They're trying to check the ball down to Duke Johnson out of the backfield, and you can see the ball. There was no defender within 10, 15 yards of Johnson, and that's an easy throw. Those little throws, the routine throws, are the places where Robert Griffin III has to take that big jump.
Britton Colquitt on to punt the ball away. Here come the Bills pressuring. And Brandon Tate is back deep to receive. And the ball is live, and a flag comes in. That's because they did not allow Brandon Tate to catch the ball. And Buddy Calhoun came ramming right into him, and that's why there's a flag. It will be Buffalo football. Boy, I don't know if he just didn't see him or what, but he was the only man there.
Well, I think he's going to, Buddy Calhoun is going to say that he was blocked into Brandon Tate. I believe it was Kevon Seymour. The cornerback was the gunner. Seymour had a hand on him. I'm not sure if that was going to be enough to say that he was blocked into the returner.
The kicking team number 20. It's 15 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, Buffalo.
Well, they conferred, and they decided that he was in the wrong spot.
It's really close. You see right there at the end of the play, Kevon Seymour kind of backs off. He had just a little bit of a hand on there. I thought that was a good no call. Wasn't enough of a push to say that he was, in fact, blocked into Brandon Tate.
All right, so it's excellent field position for the Bills as they will begin first down for the 47 of Cleveland. Felton in motion out of the backfield to the near side. From the 47, quick toss to the near side for LaShawn McCoy. We saw this a lot in practice the other day. McCoy stretched out as a receiver, but it's a loss of 2 as Demario Davis reads it well. So Tyrod Taylor, we had a chance to talk with him on Friday. Very composed. He understands what's at stake. Sacked 39 times, which he said, you know, he puts his team, his offensive line in some bad spots every once in a while.
Some of it has been, you know, Taylor holding the ball too long, but some of it's been on the offensive line. They gave up early sacks last week against Pittsburgh on 3-step drops.
There's LaShawn McCoy running for the first time into the open field inside the 30-yard line. They'll mark him at the 29. Taken down by Tremont Williams.
Well, no Cordy Glenn. Cyrus Kwanjo playing left tackle, but you could probably count on number 64, Richie Incognito. Gets a little bump on the defensive tackle and then climbs up to the linebacker. And when you give number 25 that little crack, it's easy for him to bust into the secondary.
Well, number 25 is 4 yards away from reaching 1,000 yards for the season. It would be his 5th year doing it. He'll get it again, running right, and there's 1,000 yards and more. Inside the 10-yard line, out of bounds at about the 5. Ed Reynolds eventually took him out of bounds. And LaShawn McCoy over 1,000 yards rushing with that run to put the Bills in excellent field position.
Just gap integrity, and on the right side, John Miller, Ryan Groy, and then the fullback, Jerome Felton. Everybody man-on-man blocking. None of the Cleveland Brown defensive players got off the block, and again, another huge hole for Shady McCoy.
Well, McCoy checks out. Gillislee is in. Tyrod's going to keep it himself. There's not much there. And he's going to go out of bounds after a gain of maybe 1. Ed Reynolds stayed with him. And the Browns talked about that just as the Bills talked about RG3. They said they had to keep an eye on Tyrod because he will run the football.
Well, especially down here in the red zone. And you can see, I think they know what the game plan is going to be here today. LaShawn McCoy last week, only 12 rushing attempts for 27 yards. Did most of his damage in the receiving game, but right now, McCoy on the sideline, Gillislee in the game. They're going after this Browns defense.
Keep an eye on Hunter on the right side. He has 4 touchdown receptions this year. They overthrow him. It'll be 3rd and goal. And McCoy will check back in. There's Hunter, who they picked up for the Miami Dolphins. He thought he would be back with the Dolphins, and then Rex Ryan and the Bills realized he was on the waiver wire, and they picked him up, and he's been a pretty good pickup. All right, so inside the red zone, 40 possessions, 27 touchdowns. How big is Charles Clay maybe here in this spot?
Well, they like Clay, and they like LaShawn McCoy out of the backfield.
Here's Tyrod. He might keep it himself, and Tyrod Taylor out of bounds. Chased down by Jamie Meter. Well, that's been one of the issues for the Bills recently, is just putting the ball into the end zone in these spots.
They've been a fairly good red zone football team this season. I mean, you would, I don't know, I would like to think you had 2 big runs to LaShawn McCoy really to start the game. And then, you know, I know you try to run the ball once, but they throw 2 passes when you get in tight. I just say run behind LaShawn McCoy and allow him to do most of the work to get in the end zone.
So here's Dan Carpenter, 232 field goals made, 2nd most among active kickers. This will be a 21-yard field goal attempt. It's a good snap and a good hold, and the Bills take the lead 3-0. Well, Rex Ryan's team got good field position, and they cashed it in for 3.
I'm pumped you guys fly to Belize. What about Cancun or Jamaica? Could I swim with dolphins?
Yes to low fares to faraway places. Oh yeah, that's transparency.
Here's something to get stuck on this holiday season. Switch to Cricket Wireless and get the Samsung Galaxy AM2 for free. Plus, plans now start at $30 a month. Just a little holiday cheer from the merrier carrier. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
At Zales, we believe the world needs more love that lasts. Love that grows. Love that's worth waiting for. Love that answers the kind of questions your smartphone cannot. That's a diamond kind of love. It inspires everything we do at Zales. It's why we set each diamond in our Endless Brilliance collection to sparkle from every angle as a statement worthy of your lifetime of love. Zales, the diamond store.
Love smart solutions? Try the Philips Norelco Shaver 5000, re-engineered to follow the contours of your face. It's twice as comfortable as our top-selling shaver. Be your best you. Innovation and you. Philips Norelco. Save up to $50 on Philips Norelco.
I got something in motion. Something you can't see. This music is my healing. This music is my healing.
NFL on CBS is now on CBS All Access. Stream your local games live. Go to cbssports.com/NFL now to try it for free. That's cbs.com/NFL now to try it for free. All right, so 7 plays, 44 yards. They settle for a Carpenter field goal. The Bills obviously wanted more since they had excellent field position. And Carpenter will kick off for the second time. Alford might return this one, and here he comes, 2 yards deep on the far side. He was just picked up this week off the practice squad, and he gets it up to the 20-yard line for the Browns. Well, RG3 had a very uneventful first series. The penalty, which negated the run by Isaiah Crowell, certainly hurt. But we mentioned in the open, they expect him to be better today, and all week long, Pep Hamilton, the offense coordinator, and Hugh Jackson, the head coach, said he needs to be better for us to be better.
Yeah, there's no doubt that last week was a tough situation. It's not as if he was playing on the scout team or running the second team. He was basically on the sideline trying to heal up and then was basically thrust into action. So not easy, but he still has high expectations.
Quick toss to the near side to Corey Coleman. Coleman was his favorite target last week, and it's a gain of 8. Lorenzo Alexander makes the tackle.
Now, both of these teams talked about how important it is to get off to a fast start. You saw last week the Bills' slow start against the Pittsburgh Steelers. On the other side of the ball, the Cleveland Browns just could not get anything going early in that game and really took their running game out of the equation. So this is a big drive here for Robert Griffin III and the Cleveland Brown offense to try and get something going.
Well, he fumbles the football, and it's loose, and Crowell falls on top of it. They're going to lose a couple of yards on the play.
Looked like a pretty good snap, and RG3 just kind of mishandles it. You've seen 2 drives, something kind of positive happening, and then 2 big mistakes. One, the holding call, and then here on a 2nd and 4 or 5 yards, dropping the snap. Fortunate to get the ball back, but tough spot for this Browns offense.
And for Pep Hamilton, the offensive coordinator, in motion is Duke Johnson out of the backfield. Pryor throws, has Johnson this time, and Johnson slips his way up close to the 40-yard line. Preston Brown had him wrapped up at the waist. So nice gain for a first down, and that gives the Browns a little bit of breathing room offensively.
Good play, and when we talked to Hugh Jackson yesterday, we brought up Duke Johnson and said, is he a guy that you want to go into a game and get him a certain amount of touches? Is he that caliber player, or do you just kind of rotate him? He said, absolutely. We feel like he's one of the best pass-catching running backs out of the backfield in the NFL, and we have to find different ways to get him the football.
Telford's in motion, the tight end. Here's Crowell, who checks in for Johnson, trying to get to the edge. And not much there. Good pursuit by Corey Graham. Zach Brown was there as well. Corey Graham, your guy. You talked to Corey before the ball game today, and obviously they're going to need him to be successful here this afternoon. 3rd on the team in tackles.
Now, a lot of teams, they move cornerbacks to safety more for the pass coverage element. He certainly has done a good job there, but he's been one of the more active safeties in terms of tackling. Over 100 tackles last year, 3rd in the team this year in tackles, but a guy that can do it all in the secondary.
Vitale checks in as the fullback. Quick toss to Coleman on the near side, and he makes a man miss, and he's inside Buffalo territory. And I think they're going to get a face mask on Lorenzo Alexander, which will tack on some yards. It's a gain of 11. See Lorenzo Alexander has had himself a fantastic year.
See right there, reach out the left arm, left hand, grabbing the face mask, easy call. And a much different feel and start to the game plan here. A lot of quick passing.
There's no foul for a face mask on the play. He got the shoulder. Who's on the play stands in his first down.
Well, we just showed you he didn't get the shoulder. He got the face mask. So that is a huge break for the Bills. Watch it again.
How do you miss that?
He definitely has the face mask. Certainly is not something you can challenge. So they'll settle for a first down at the 47-yard line. RG3 out of the shotgun. Bunch formation to the outside. Here comes Alexander. And a great read. A flag is in. It's an incomplete pass. And the Browns are fortunate that that was not a lateral.
Well, it was a free play because
Very
Alexander was offsides. Good recognition from the slot corner.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Yeah, Lorenzo Alexander jumps.
Now, how about Roby Coleman reading that play and making a nice stick behind the line of scrimmage?
Well, so the penalty helps. It moves the football to the 42. It'll be 1st and 5 for the Browns. Handoff goes to Crowell, and Crowell gets to the edge and outruns the backers and is still on his feet out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Isaiah Crowell last week 113 yards, average over 10 yards per carry.
Well, last week with the Steelers, they came out in the second half in their 2 tight end sets and basically just ran the ball right down their throat. Now this offense is set up, especially with RG3, to be more of a shotgun running team. They have to kind of approach it differently than the Steelers, but you already see some of the creative ways that they're using the combination of RG3 and Isaiah Crowell.
Bill showing blitz from the near side. Here's Pryor on the near side, makes a man miss. And Pryor inside the 10-yard line. Darby was in on the coverage one-on-one. It'll be a gain of a little more than 8 yards. 2nd down and 2.
So far, I think, after that first miss to Duke Johnson, it's short passes, but I think it's all designed. They have no rhythm last week, and I think it's so important, even though they're just short little dump-offs, to get 3 or 4 completed passes in a row. And you've seen they've been able to have great balance on that drive because of it.
High formation, down 3-0. The handoff to Duke Johnson, and Johnson is able to get a first down to the 5. It'll be 1st and goal for the Browns. Browns are the 8th team to start the year 0-13. 4 of those streaks have been stopped in week 14. This being week 14, they're hoping for the same kind of statistical jump as Crowell checks back in. And he gets the handoff. It's read perfectly by the Bills. Lorenzo Alexander and Preston Brown both in on the tackle.
Now you see, this is a classic formation to take use of the athletic ability of a mobile quarterback. But the Bills, with a nice counter on the backside, Corey White, they brought him to the backside with Lorenzo Alexander. He was the extra player to account for RG3. And then the inside combination of Marcel Darius and Kyle Williams stacks up the run.
You see the balance for the Browns. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 7. RG3 has this ability. A flag is in, and he is out of bounds. They talked yesterday about getting 2 hitches and then making a decision. And Cleve Blakeman will talk about this penalty. And there were a couple hitches there for RG3 before he made that decision to run. Let's see who the penalty is against. It's going to be holding against the Browns, so these self-inflicted wounds.
Holding. Offense number 67. The penalty's decline. Brings up 3rd down. Decline.
Interesting that they decline the penalty and they don't move it back. They're going to mark it outside the 10-yard line.
That's a little.
It's a little credit to the Bills defense there. I thought maybe they'd move it back. Well, they mark it at the 11. It'll be 3rd and goal.
I think they're counting on it's very hard to go 3rd and more than 10 yards. And so I think Rex Ryan likes his chances.
Cleveland takes its first time up on a 30-second timeout.
I think Rex Ryan likes his chances. Remember, Cleveland Browns are one of the worst 3rd down offenses in football. And they played some pretty good red zone defense here this year, so I think that's why he went for the 3rd down instead of pushing them back.
Well, it's a roll of the dice for a defensive-minded coach. So the Bills this season, we saw them earlier this year in Miami. For Rex Ryan, they started out fine. They were 4-2 at one point. This was after losing the first 2 weeks to the Ravens and the Jets. They did fire their offense coordinator, Greg Roman, and they adjusted with Anthony Lynn. They win 4 consecutive games. Then the Dolphins game happens, and now 2-5 in the last 7. And statistically, the defense has not been good for Rex Ryan and his brother Rob Ryan. It'll be 3rd and goal with the Bills on top 3-0. After the timeout, Anderson in the backfield for the Browns. Robert Griffin III is hit in the backfield and taken down. Well, Rex Ryan rolled the dice that his defense would step up, and they did. Kyle Williams and Lorenzo Alexander in on the sack.
Well, this is the value of having Kyle Williams in the game. Not only disruptive, but he's going to set the game here, draw the double team, and that's going to allow Lorenzo Alexander to wrap inside the A-gap. Spencer Drango, the rookie left guard, cannot get off in time, and after being erased for 4 games, Alexander with the sack.
So this is a 35-yard field goal to tie the game up by Cody Parkey. He does. We're even at 3 with 3:50 to play here in the first quarter.
Abracadabra. Alakazam. Hocus pocus. That's not working.
Okay, Google, what's the magic word?
The magic word is please.
Please.
Introducing the Distractible Course, built to test Honda sensing. An available suite of safety and driver assistive technologies that stays focused on the road. It can tell you about things you might not see, and even help stop you from hitting them. It can also let you know when you drift out of a detected lane and adjust the steering to assist you back on track. Honda Sensing, just another innovative way Honda is looking out for you.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about. And by Crest, healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
Oh, we're tied at 3 here in Buffalo. Cody Parkey's field goal capped a 12-play, 63-yard drive. The Browns and Robert Griffin III were sacked twice on that drive, so they've been sacked 28 times now in the last 6 games. Bills will get the football back. And that's Tate inside the 10. After a short kick. And he gets past the 25. We'll mark him at the 26. Broadcasting legend Craig Sager died Thursday after a long battle with leukemia at the age of 65. Sager spent more than 30 years with Turner Sports and was best known for his impeccable reporting, loud wardrobe, and rapport with the biggest NBA stars. You may have seen him when Hank Aaron hit his 715th home run. He was the guy in the trench coat that went out on the field for the interview. We send our condolences to his family as they mourn one of the best in sports broadcasting.
Viagra single packs. so guys with ED can take Viagra when they need it.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension. Your blood pressure could drop to an unsafe level. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra single packs.
Crest Complete presents Sugar Shield. Sugar is everywhere. And Crest Complete has a sugar shield to protect teeth from sugar found in everyday foods. Crest Complete, shield your teeth from sugar.
So sugar may visit, but it's not sticking around.
My hygienist told me to try a mouthwash, so I tried Crest. It does so much more than give me fresh breath.
Crest Pro Health Mouthwash provides all of these benefits to help you get better dental checkups. Go Pro with Crest Pro Health Mouthwash.
Checkup? Nailed it.
Hi, I'm Paul, and I used to ask if you could hear me now with Verizon. Not anymore. I switched to Sprint because their network reliability is now within 1% of Verizon, and they save you 50% on most current AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon rates.
Why is this one twice as much? This one right here has 1% more needles.
Why pay twice as much for only a 1% difference?
We'll take this one.
Can you hear that?
Don't let a 1% difference cost you twice as much. Happy holidays to you and your family. Switch to Sprint today.
What's up? There's no fooling Dad.
I know that what's up. I've used that what's up. I know where that what's up ends up.
New Man with a Planet is special time, 9/8 Central, Monday.
Oh, we're tied at 3 with 3:44 to play here in the first quarter. Tyrod Taylor told us on Friday, he said, all I really need is my hand warmer. I don't need gloves. I'm usually pretty good in the cold weather. LeSean McCoy's been good so far in this cold weather. He's already had 44 yards before that run. He'll gain almost 8 here, so he's over 1,000 yards for the season. These are pretty good bursts right here.
First 2 times he touches the rock and he gets into the Cleveland Browns secondary, but up front getting great blocking performances from Richie Incognito, the center Ryan Groy filling in for Eric Wood. Pretty good for the last 4 games of the year, but I would think that they want to feature LeSean McCoy. His sweet spot, carries per game, is right about 18. That's when he has his best days on the ground.
Watkins, by the way, was in motion. He'll get his first catch of the day out of bounds at the 43-yard line. He was in front of Jamar Taylor. Sammy Watkins was out for a good portion of the year. It's a gain of 10, and he could be the main guy that Tyrod Taylor has missed this season.
Well, without question. You know, you cannot have a good passing attack without having your clear number 1, and he just hasn't been a big part of the offense this year, only playing in those 5 games. But if you just add in his production from last year to this year.
He overthrows Watkins on the far side. It'll be second down and 10. Sammy Watkins' 3rd year out of Clemson. 17 receptions on the year. Last week he had 4 catches against the Steelers. It'll be second down from the 43. That's O'Leary, the tight end, in motion. And LeSean McCoy to his left, not much there. Breaks 1 tackle, gets an excellent block, and is able to get a couple of yards. So O'Leary lays the block to give McCoy just a couple of yards up across the 45-yard line.
Isn't it so amazing when you watch LeSean McCoy, you know, and I think what was a quote that Hugh Jackson used in their press conference, that he's got such great feet that if he steps in mud that he won't get dirty.
That's
right?
exactly what it was.
That's a great example right there. That ball goes to the left side, and if it wasn't for a great defensive secondary support on the backside, he would have been able to break out of there for a big run.
Well, Jonathan Williams checks in for the first time for the Bills in the backfield. Tyrod Taylor looking to throw. He throws to the middle, and he's able to dump it off to Charles Clay for a first down to the 42 of Cleveland. J.B. Collins was in on the coverage.
Not one Cleveland Brown defensive player got anywhere near Taylor. Look at the pocket right here. He sees he got a clean pocket to throw into. He sees the zone coverage, and as soon as Charles Clay comes out of his break, he throws a strike to pick up a first down.
Last week, 3 receptions for Clay against the Steelers, but they said they wanted to get him involved more. Little trickery as Tate takes the pitch. And here he goes to the far side of the field, inside the 15-yard line, and they'll mark him at the 11. Demario Davis makes the tackle. Gillislee took the handoff and then pitched it off. And that was a good catch by Tate.
That was Brandon Tate ran 3 or 4 steps with one hand on the ball. I don't know how he does that. But look at it. It's like a punt return wall on that left side. You have 4 or 5 Buffalo Bills offensive players and not a Cleveland Brown defensive player in sight. That was Brandon Tate. He's used to that look as the punt returner here for the Bills.
Well, the Wildcat goes to McCoy with one hand on the ball, breaks a tackle toward the 5, and he's out of bounds to the 3-yard line. Cam Johnson knocks him out of bounds.
Tom, if you stop your feet, you're going to get beat. Look how fast Joe Hayden breaks down. There's about 5 or 6 yards of space. You can't do that. LaShawn McCoy is too good of a running back to not be aggressive and attack the outside leg. And that's exactly where Joe Hayden went wrong. He just stopped too early, and you see how hard McCoy is in the open field to bring down.
Well, McCoy is out. Gillislee's in. Felton is the fullback. Gillislee takes the handoff, dancing toward the goal line. Touchdown, Bills! 9-3 at the close of the first quarter. Well, one thing about Mike Gillislee, he is an excellent backup to LaShawn McCoy. And Rex Ryan and the rest of the coaching staff, Anthony Lynn, made sure we knew that this past weekend, getting ready for today's game.
Doesn't get a lot of opportunities. Had 2 games this year with more than 12 carries. But when he has touched the ball, he's come through.
Carpenter 32 of 36 on point afters. And he's able to convert. It's 10-3, Bills on top. That's the end of the first quarter. It's 10-3, Bills on top. They use a little trick play. Great grab by Tate to set up the run by Gillislee and give the Bills the lead.
Anyone with type 2 diabetes knows how it feels to see your numbers go up, despite your best efforts. But what if you could turn things around? What if you could love your numbers? Discover once daily Invokana. It's the #1 prescribed SGLT2 inhibitor that works to lower A1C. A pill taken just once in the morning, Invokana is used along with diet and exercise to significantly lower blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes. In fact, it's been proven to be more effective at lowering A1C than Januvia. Invokana works around the clock by reducing the amount of sugar allowed back into the body and sending some sugar out through the process of urination. And while it's not for lowering systolic blood pressure or weight loss, it may help you with both. Invokana can cause important side effects, including dehydration, which may cause you to feel dizzy, faint, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Other side effects may include kidney problems, genital yeast infections, changes in urination, high potassium, increases in cholesterol, risk of bone fracture, or urinary tract infections, possibly serious. Serious side effects may include ketoacidosis, which can be life-threatening. Stop taking and call your doctor right away if you experience symptoms, or if you experience symptoms of allergic reaction, such as rash, swelling, or difficulty breathing or swallowing. Do not take Invokana if you have severe liver or kidney problems or are on dialysis. Tell your doctor about any medical conditions and medications you take. Using Invokana with the sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. It's time to turn things around. Lower your blood sugar with Invokana. Imagine loving your numbers. There's only one Invokana. Ask your doctor about it by name.
CBS Wednesday. It's an undercover boss event. Are you ready? The bosses.
I'm the mayor of the city of Gary. I am the president of Build-A-Bear Workshop.
Are back for more.
Show me what you got.
Oh, Lord. The Undercover Boss season premiere.
You did an awesome job. Can I get a hug?
CBS this Wednesday.
Wind was a big conversation over the last couple of days, not only with the Bills during our meetings with them and watching practice, but also for the Browns as they arrived yesterday from Cleveland. They didn't talk about the possibility of snow. They didn't talk about the cold temperatures. They talked more about the wind being a factor, not only for guys like Dan Carpenter, but also for the quarterbacks today. There is Alford coming running up. He's catching the wind as he gets across the 20-yard line and out of bounds at the 26. Tonight, the Pope's Choir, the oldest and most heavenly of them all, in the most spectacular setting, only on 60 Minutes. Tonight, only CBS. So Robert Griffin III will get another chance. His team down by 7 as we start the second quarter. There is an injured Browns player on the fields, so they'll tend to him. It's Telfer, the backup tight end, and we'll be back after this.
It's the holidays at Verizon, and the best deals are on the best network. With no surprise overages, you can use your data worry-free, and even carry over the data you don't use. And right now, get 4 lines and 20 gigs for only $40 per line. You'll even get the iPhone 7, the Samsung Galaxy S7, the Pixel, phone by Google, or the Moto Z Droid for only $10 per month. No trade-in required. Hurry, these offers end soon. Get the best deals and the best network, only on Verizon.
Here we go. In 3 days, experience the ride of your life.
Is it safe?
No. Passengers. Rated PG-13.
This stuff is on fire. Someone call fire department.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Your stuff is on fire. Someone better call the fire department.
More people save by combining their home and auto with State Farm to help life go right.
I wrote you a love note without writing a single word.
Introducing a new way to create a gift from the heart that could only come from the new Pandora boutique at Jared. A world of Pandora, including exclusive pieces designed just for Jared. Ready to be mixed, matched, and stacked with help from Jared's own Pandora expert. The one gift that speaks volumes you'll both treasure forever. That's why he went to Jared.
Sunday, January 22nd, the series premiere of the new reality thriller, Hunted.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Garmin Fitness. Let's beat yesterday. And by Verizon. It's always a great gift on Verizon.
That Christmas tree in downtown Buffalo was officially lit on December 3rd and stands in the middle of the other canal side attractions. Here's Robert Griffin III on first down. He's under pressure. Darius is saying he was held, and RG3 is just going to throw it away, but I think he stepped out of bounds. That's going to wind up being another sack. Jerry Hughes chasing him down. See, he tried to stop on a dime. It's dry down there, Adam, but he couldn't stop on the dime.
I think he stayed in bounds.
That's close. And they've ruled that he's out of bounds, so they mark it at the 16. I wonder if Hugh Jackson will decide to challenge that. He's looking for the challenge flag right now.
I think he has. I mean, they can't afford to be in this kind of field position.
He can't find the challenge flag. That's the problem. It's tucked in there somewhere. He doesn't want to burn another timeout, and there we go. It was like you and I looking for our press pass before the ball game as we were heading down to the fields.
He's got to put that in his sock, right?
Or tuck it in his chest where he can just pull it out. So Cleve Blakeman is over chatting with him right now with 14:22 to play here in the first half.
Well, based on the view that we saw right before, it looked like it was pretty clear that RG3 was able to stay in bounds there. And like I was saying, you know, they have had terrible field position. That's been something mostly because of their special teams play on the punt return and the kickoff return teams. But they can't afford to start this drive on a second long.
Previous play, the rule of the field was that the quarterback stepped out of bounds. That play is not challengeable by the coach. Cleveland will not be charged with a timeout, nor will they be charged with a challenge.
Well, that was our next thought as Cleve Blakeman was talking to Hugh Jackson, whether that is a challengeable call. Right here, I mean, it looks like he's in bounds.
where you can't see the front of the toe until his heel comes off of the ground. There's a look right there. I think that's pretty clear right there, and pretty bad break for Hugh Jackson in his Browns offense.
So it's going to go down as the third sack. You talked to the open how the Bills had to get to the quarterback more often, and they have in this first half. On second down and long, little read option, and Anderson is nailed close to the 15. He lost another yard on the play. Marcel Darius, Preston Brown in on the coverage.
Darius and Hughes. The right side of the Browns offensive line completely whiffs. You see a swim move from Hughes. Darius comes up to replace the pulling lineman, and there is absolutely nowhere
for Duke Johnson,
to go with the ball.
Yeah, Johnson remains in the game. Here comes the blitz by the Bills. The handoff to Duke Johnson, who runs up the middle and has some blockers, but has a long way to go and cannot get to the first down marker as Ronald Darby takes him down. It's a little breathing room, a gain of 13, but the Browns will be forced to punt. And Brandon Tate and the Bills should get pretty good field position here.
I think the story here, the Browns already in some phases of their offense looks a lot better than how they started the game last week against the Bengals, but it's been the mistakes. Now, they kind of got a bad break there because Robert Griffin III did not go out of bounds, but the mistakes that put them in very second and third and long situations.
Colquitt's punt is away from Tate and goes over his head and takes a Browns bounce before a Bills roll, and Tate just stumbles down to the 21. So that's where the Bills will begin, up by 7 when we come back.
If you can dream it, you can do it. In the all-new Ridgeline from Honda.
So, you're a man of culture or a man of adventure or a man of culture who's out for adventure. You know when to hit the scene or get far away from it, because it's all about striking the perfect form. Beach Yesterday with Phoenix 3 HR from Garmin.
So my daughter tells me you don't eat meat.
Nope.
Vizio 60-inch 4K Ultra HD TV with Google Cast, $678. Save money, live better. Walmart.
You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Well, the AFC playoff picture last night didn't crystallize totally, but the Dolphins winning certainly helped their cause. And Buffalo, Rex Ryan said to us on Friday, he said, hey, listen, as crazy as it sounds, we're still in it. We still have a lot that has to happen for us to be successful. As LaShawn McCoy is taken down after a loss of 1, Christian Kirksey makes the tackle. Tomorrow on CBS, an Oprah Winfrey special event, the last interview and final farewell with First Lady Michelle Obama from inside the White House. Oprah and the First Lady tomorrow at 8, 7 Central. Only CBS. Tyrod Taylor so far 3 of 5 for 21 yards. McCoy has been the big weapon though for the Bills. 6 carries, 62 yards. And there's Charles Clay with his second reception in front of Christian Kirksey. Short gain of about 4 yards.
Two things right now standing out for Cleveland on defense. They just haven't been able to get to McCoy in the backfield. And they've had that problem for most of this season. And the other part of this is look at all the time that Taylor has in the pocket today. There is absolutely zero stress on Taylor, and he's been able to buy time, survey the defense, and get the ball to the appropriate receiver. So right now, Cleveland, in some way, shape, or form, have to find a way here on 3rd and 6 to affect Taylor in the pocket.
A little pitch goes to McCoy to the near side. And McCoy's got a first down, tracked down from behind by Cam Johnson.
I have a chance right off the edge. Ogba, he's in a bind whether or not to play Taylor or to play McCoy on the pitch. And when you get a defensive end there, forcing the quarterback to get rid of the ball that fast, your secondary support, whether it's your linebackers or safeties, has to be able to replace right away. Again, you cannot give McCoy that much room and space and expect to make the play.
Here's Gillislee in for McCoy, and he goes up the middle before he stopped at the 38-yard line. I have to say that the mix of plays for the Bills today has really been excellent for Rex Ryan and his staff.
When we talked to Anthony Lynn and Rex Ryan, they talked about last week against the Steelers, their first 20 plays, they had 13 mental mistakes, and they just couldn't get anything going. And I think you see when you don't make mistakes and you play soundly, now you can have balance in your offense. And you've seen the Browns haven't been able to stop them yet.
Here's Tyrod Taylor getting away from the defender, throwing on the run, and it's off the fingertips of Goodwin. Ibrahim Campbell was the guy chasing down Tyrod Taylor.
And Ray Horton finally, trying to do something to get Taylor to move around. This time Campbell coming off the edge on a nickel slot blitz. Puts a little bit of heat, and Taylor cannot complete the pass.
Facing a 3rd down. It's 3rd down.
Now one of these guys up front, Ogba, Cam Johnson, Ryan Nassib, somebody has to get to Taylor here on 3rd and 6.
Well, the Browns showing blitz, and here comes the pressure. He's hit as he throws, and it's dropped. He was trying to get it to Robert Woods, and Woods was covered by Taylor.
Well, here you go. Now you're going to get a wrap here, and then Jamie Collins up inside. Look at the move that Collins puts on the blocking running back right there. That was an outstanding move, but there you force a 2-on-1 situation on the running back, and finally, because of some well-timed pressure, the Browns get off the field.
Alford is back deep to receive, standing at his 15. And Colton Schmidt, who's not had a good year, bounces this one on the turf, and Alford is hit as he grabs it and then breaks away and has a little bit of room along the sidelines before he's out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Well, this could have been a huge loss for the Browns. Alford using the turf and then using his athletic ability to get away and get some yards.
Style lets you stand out from the herd. What's inside sets you apart. The Cadillac Escalade. Enjoy our best offers of the year.
Love is forever. But the Zales watch sale? Tick-tock. Shop now through December 24th for 25% off all Bulova watches. Only at Zales, the Diamond Store.
Hey, what's up? I'm Hannibal. I'm about to use Samsung Pay to check out at the grocery store.
How you doing, boss?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, all right.
Good.
You got a rewards card with us?
Got it right here on my phone.
Well, I don't think that's gonna work.
It worked.
Oh.
Be paying with my phone, too.
All right.
Yep.
That's a lot of juice.
I didn't come here for judgment.
Can we cut?
Turn your phone into your wallet with Samsung Pay.
What do you want from me?
You're the only one who can save us.
You are destined for great things.
You're an assassin.
Assassin's Creed, rated PG-13.
We're looking at 2 hostage takers, 14 hostages.
How many cases you negotiated?
Thousands.
You pay, or we kill him. What do we do now?
Get your son back.
Thought it was interesting talking to RG3 yesterday. Asked him what he's learned by sitting out as much as he has. He said, I've learned to look at the game through the eyes of my coach, which he said he had never done before. He's completed his last 4 passes. Here's Crowell. And Crowell is met by Kyle Williams and a handful of other Bills after a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9. But they talked about the rust. They said, you have a game under your belt. This is Hugh Jackson. Now you need to play well. And I think RG3 has had a lot of success in his career. He understands that he needs to play better.
Yeah, absolutely. And he wants to. He said as much in our meeting. And I think the thing that stands out in this game, you know, it hasn't been a sophisticated passing game by any stretch, but he does look more comfortable. You know, there are times last week where it seemed like the game was too fast, but he's more comfortable so far in this game. He just has to do it for 4 quarters.
On 2nd down, he throws to the middle of the field. He has Corey Coleman for a short gain. So it's a manageable 3rd down. They've averaged about 3rd down and 8, around 3rd down and 8 for most of the year. So this is a better 3rd down for the Cleveland Browns.
You know what I thought was pretty hilarious, quite honestly, when we talked to Pep Hamilton yesterday, is he said, we just want to get into 3rd and manageable situations. And then he said, 3rd and 1 or less. So usually 3rd and manageable is like 3rd and 4 to 6. For Pep Hamilton, that's more like 3rd and 1.
This is also a spot where they felt that Robert Griffin III could run more. That's Hawkins in motion. RG3 lofts it to the outside for Duke Johnson, incomplete. Covered up by Zach Brown. It'll be 4th down, and the Browns will be forced to punt once again.
Good effort by Zach Brown in coverage, but then look at the left side of the offensive line here. Does a good job on Lorenzo Alexander and the rest of that defense trying to overload that side in protection. But Zach Brown, who has had a heck of a season, has always been a terrific athlete who could run, but right there in coverage, not allowing Johnson to come down with a catch.
In fact, the last couple of years, he's been playing for Ray Horton with the Tennessee Titans. Ray told us yesterday he's not surprised by Zach Brown's success this year. Tate backpedals inside the 10-yard line. And there's going to be a block in the back called against the Bills and Ronald Darby as the flag comes in, and Tate is out of bounds shy of the 20-yard line. Pretty good punt by Britton Colquitt. Clete Blakeman's been busy today. It's a 52-yard punt. Now he's with the wind, but he hasn't been kicking them high, but he's been getting some pretty good distance.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team number 28. Penalties half the distance to the goal line. 1st down, Buffalo.
Well, here's the block in the back that they just called on Ronald Darby. We'll see if the Browns defense can slow up the Bills when we come back.
This is your daughter, and she just got this. Oh boy. But you've got Hum, so you can set this. And if she drives like this, you can tell her to drive more like this, because you'll get this. You can even set boundaries for her. So if she should be here, but instead goes here, here, or here, you'll know. So don't worry, Mom, because you put this in here. Hum by Verizon, the technology designed to make your car smarter, safer, and more connected. Put some smarts in your car.
Wow, you're really festive? Well, this time of year, there's plenty to be festive about. Like what?
You smell like nutmeg.
Like the Hyundai Holiday Sales Event. It's your last chance of the year to save big on every new Hyundai.
Oh, I'm feeling more festive already.
Wait, did you say save big?
Yep.
Oh, I think I hear holiday music now. Oh, no, that's just my ringtone.
Better is the reason to buy Hyundai. This is just one of the reasons to buy now. Get up to $2,500 off the new Sonata during Hyundai holidays.
The
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Amazon Prime. Get free 2-day shipping on millions of items. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by Verizon, it's always a great gift on Verizon.
Only if we knew. We could have had Adam Archuleta out with Pinot Ron, one of Buffalo's most famous tailgaters. He's had a 1980 Ford Pinto that serves as a grill, and he performs the catch-up ceremony, which you just saw before every game. He spent 371 straight Bills games home and on the road, and he's gotten to see this a lot. LaShawn McCoy, who is really running well today. It was first down deep inside Buffalo's end, and that's a gain of 18.
How about the seal block coming all the way from the left side of the offensive line? Richie Incognito pulls around there, seals off the linebacker Cam Johnson, and LaShawn McCoy has been pretty much flawless so far in this game. 8 carries for 88 yards already.
Handoff goes to McCoy again, and McCoy is hit at the line of scrimmage, but is still up to a couple of yards. So it'll be second down and 8. Jamie Collins makes the tackle. All right, so this is the way the Bills' first 3 possessions have gone. Field goal, touchdown, and now punt. But now McCoy's got them rolling a little bit on this drive.
I think there's no question that you just have to keep feeding LaShawn McCoy. And you sprinkle in a few passes here and there from Taylor because the offensive line is protecting extremely well, but right now you can see plainly the Cleveland Browns on defense having a really hard time shoring up this rushing attack.
McCoy is out, Gillislee's in, Watkins in motion. Taylor to throw, not much there, rolls, pumps, throws, has Felton, and Felton just stumbles down to the ground, but has a first down outside the 40-yard line. Probably his 4th option on that play.
That sure was. It was a good play here. Tyrod Taylor's looking to his right side, but he sees Christian Kirksey dropping into that part of the field. And then, you know, this is the part of his game where he has to manage his ability to temper his instincts to run with the football, but then also keep his eyes downfield and get it out to his outlet receiver. That time, perfectly executed by Taylor, getting it out to his outlet.
Already 9 first downs. Here's Gillislee, who is tripped up by Ed Reynolds right at the line of scrimmage and then spins forward for a couple.
Remember, going back to that last play, and Tyrod Taylor is seeing his options. And look, he's scanning. He's trying to find out, you know, where's my second option? Maybe holding the ball a little bit too late, but then God blesses him with the ability to escape. One of the more elusive mobile quarterbacks that we've seen in pro football, extending the play and making the throw.
Throws to the right side for Clay. 3rd catch of the day for Charles Clay. And he's inside Cleveland territory. Demario Davis makes the tackle. Well, they wanted to get him involved, and they certainly have in this first half.
So when we talk about, you know, Taylor in his development, 2 places where I think watching him, he has to make that jump. The first one is anticipation. At times, he still waits for the route to develop just the extra count before he throws the ball so he can make sure. That was a perfect picture of what it means to drop back, throw it out to one of your playmakers on time, and allow him to do what he does best after the catch.
Well, read option, he'll keep it himself. You want to talk about his speed. He's out of bounds inside the 40, but there's a flag that comes down into the area where he was knocked out of bounds. Ed Reynolds credited with the tackle.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, 188. It's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. We'll replay first down.
Well, Marquise Goodwin is called for that penalty.
There you go. See, pretty clear right there on Joe Hayden coming up to try and make the tackle.
Marquise Goodwin, who almost made the Olympic team this past year. In fact, Tyrod Taylor was wearing an Olympic sweatsuit in our meeting the other day. We asked him what event he would probably dive into, and he eventually settled on sprinting. He said, but I'm not going to do anything that Marquise Goodwin is part of. Here's Tyrod Taylor, who's under pressure. He's going down from behind up to the 44-yard line. Emmanuel Ogbah, who had such a big first half last week defensively, comes up with another sack.
Yeah. Part effort and part technique, number 90. Jordan Mills, the right tackle, and look at the separation, and then you see that little dip and rip. Then he turns the hoop, gets around Jordan Mills, and then gets to Taylor. Now that was an example right there of Taylor. They're trying to go deep and hit a shot, but he just has to check that ball down. If he knows it's not going to be there, check it down and don't take the sack.
That's 5.5 sacks now for Ogbah. He had 1.5 last week. Here's some boos in the background because the Bills weren't moving the ball, but now they've stalled. And it'll be 3rd down. What did Ray Horton tell us about Emmanuel Ogbah? He said, yeah, he's had a great year. The rookie from Oklahoma State. He said, but I'll tell you, he probably could have a few more sacks and will get better as his career moves on.
Playing much better. You know, they moved him to outside linebacker to start the season, but in the last 7 games, they kind of made a switch, and now you see him playing more defensive end with the hand in the ground, and that's got him playing more instinctually.
Here's Taylor looking to make a shot down the middle of the field. That's Goodwin inside Browns territory. He falls down just beyond the 1st down marker.
Big time throw here by Taylor. This is a pocket throw, and he's going to see Goodwin right here. Get right behind the zone dropping linebacker, and you see Taylor looking off to his right side. Then he switches right back to the left side and hits Goodwin perfectly right there inside the hash. Very well done by Taylor.
Gain of 23. It's 1st down for the Bills. Here's McCoy, and McCoy is stripped from behind by Demario Davis, but he's still able to gain a couple.
When we talk about, you know, Taylor's, you know, just kind of the season he's had, and maybe not quite the season that he had last year. Certainly his numbers are down. And we talked about how, you know, part of that was the injuries to his wide receiving core, with Sammy Watkins only playing 5 games, Robert Woods being out of the lineup. But Marquise Goodwin has been a pretty good surprise here. Now, is he a number 1 or number 2 receiver? No. But I think if they can get a good core and a 3rd receiving option in this offense, you're going to see Taylor take the next step.
Well, we have reached the 2-minute warning. They could not get a play off. We'll be back to Buffalo with the Bills up by 7.
I wrote you a love note without writing a single word.
Introducing a new way to create a gift from the heart that could only come from the new Pandora boutique at Jared. A world of Pandora, including exclusive pieces designed just for Jared. Ready to be mixed, matched, and stacked with help from Jared's own Pandora expert. The one gift that speaks volumes you'll both treasure forever. That's why he went to Jared.
Yeah, y'all ain't gonna believe this. I'm stuck on the roof again. Now what to do?
Hyundai presents the better drive of the week. With rain pouring down and time running out in a tie game with the Cardinals, Dolphins quarterback Matt Moore got a pair of completions from receiver Kenny Stills. The drive set up kicker Andrew Franks for the winning field goal on the game's final play and kept Miami in the race for the AFC playoffs. Brought to you by Hyundai, official sponsor of the NFL. Better drives us.
This holiday season, celebrate TV's best.
Works for me.
Now that is a lot of holiday cheer.
Cheers to that. Cheers.
Well, this will be the 10th play of the drive for the Bills. They've run the ball 5 times. They've passed 4 times.
Big time. Take a shot formation, Tom.
On 2nd down, they dump it off to McCoy. He was looking downfield, but he gets McCoy Inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Campbell makes the tackle for the Browns.
Yeah, absolutely, he was looking downfield. The Browns, however, covered it pretty well downfield, but here's what I like about that play. He didn't wait, he doesn't hesitate, he knew immediately. It's not there. Let me get it out there to number 25 and let him go to work on this defense.
All right, so we're within a minute and a half to the end of the half. You want a touchdown here. You don't want to settle for a field goal, but you're facing a 3rd down and 5 in this spot. Obviously, the goal is to get that 1st down with Woods in motion to the near side. Tyrod throws quickly to the near side. It's a heck of a catch toward the 20 by Goodwin. And the clock will continue to run. They have 3 timeouts left, and they haven't utilized any of them at this point.
Yeah, no problem. Wouldn't be surprised if they take a timeout here. There's plenty of time left in here, especially in this part of the field, inside the 20-yard line.
Boy, why not use one? There's a lot of time going off the clock.
No, I think they're okay, Tom.
Yeah?
I really do. There's plenty of time here. The clock runs after this play. You're going to see that timeout, but I don't think time's an issue here on this drive.
From the 20-yard line, Taylor from the gun lofts it toward the end zone. Watkins did not continue and completes. Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report, join JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Verizon Halftime Reports.
You just saw a good picture of kind of the rust between Taylor and Watkins. Now, they started to get the timing back a little bit last week. Didn't quite have it against the Oakland Raiders, but there, miscommunication. Watkins thinking that they're going to go to the back shoulder fade. Taylor thinking it's going to be deep into the end zone. Misfire.
That's McCoy in motion out of the backfield for the Bills. Blitz coming from the outside. Taylor lofts it toward the goal line. Sliding grab. Touchdown Bills. Charles Clay had to come back to make the reception.
You catch that ball, Tom?
I thought he had it. Let's take a look. It's a wobbler. His feet left him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a great look right there.
It sure is. What an adjustment. There's been a lot of talk about Charles Clay and how come he's not incorporated more into the offense. You know, they signed him to the big contract from the Miami Dolphins. Had a great stretch in their winning streak from week 4 to week 6. But they featured him in this game, and he's done a nice job not only adjusting to that.
Play is under review.
Well, all scoring plays are under review, and this one they'll take an extra look at it. It looks like it's a catch. We'll see what the folks up here in the replay booth say and give you a decision when we come back.
I'm Thomas, and I quit smoking with Chantix. To think, after 25 years of smoking, I haven't had to pick up a cigarette. It's such a relief. It's a completely amazing feeling.
Along with support, Chantix Varenicline is proven to help people quit smoking.
My urge to smoke just faded off.
Some people had changes in behavior, thinking or mood, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, and suicidal thoughts or actions while taking or after stopping Chantix. Some reported seizures or sleepwalking with Chantix. If you have any of these, stop Chantix and call your doctor right away. Tell your doctor about any history of mental health problems, which could get worse, or of seizures. Don't take Chantix if you've had a serious allergic or skin reaction to it. If you have these, stop Chantix and call your doctor right away, as some could be life-threatening. Tell your doctor if you have heart or blood vessel problems or develop new or worse symptoms. Get medical help right away if you have symptoms of a heart attack or stroke. Decrease alcohol use while taking Chantix. Use caution driving or operating machinery. Most common side effect is nausea.
Quitting changed my life.
Ask your doctor if Chantix is right for you.
Still looking for the perfect gift? Macy's gift cards always fit. It's the star gift on everyone's list. So give, get, share. Macy's gift cards at Macy's and Macy's.com.
You love all-day breakfast, but you don't love that you can't get all your favorites. But now you can get more of what you love, so you can find something else to not love, like hearing the sound of your own voice. Get more choices you love, now with all-day breakfast.
2 huge showdowns in the AFC playoff race. Christmas Eve, the Bengals face off against the Texans. And Christmas Day, the Ravens take on the Steelers. Bengals-Texans Christmas Eve, then Ravens-Steelers Christmas Day, exclusively on NFL Network.
Well, here's Clete Blakeman with his decision.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. It is a touchdown.
So the call stands. It hasn't been confirmed, so there was no evidence to overturn whether this was a touchdown or not. This is a clean catch, it looks like.
Yeah, I think there's no question that was a catch. At no point does the ball touch the end zone. Great adjustment, but we're going to see here is a perfect read by Taylor under pressure to find the mistake in the defense and get it out to Clay.
So it's a 19-yard touchdown pass. 16-3 Bills. Point after by Carpenter is good. The Bills up 17-3 with 34 seconds left here in the first half.
I found Barbie at home.
What? Oh, no.
This one's even better.
Great.
Yes.
Barbie Dreamhouse. Interactive light, sound, and motion. $149 on rollback. Save money. Live better. Walmart.
This is Peloton, the indoor cycling experience designed to happen in your home. Only Peloton allows you to take high-energy live and on-demand studio cycling classes without having to go anywhere. Ride live with some of the best studio cycling instructors in the country. Ride flexible with thousands of on-demand rides. Ride connected alongside riders from all around the world. This is fitness evolved. This is Peloton.
Wow, you're really festive? Well, this time of year, there's plenty to be festive about. Like what?
You smell like nutmeg.
Like the Hyundai Holiday Sales Event. It's your last chance of the year to save big on every new Hyundai.
Oh, I'm feeling more festive already.
Wait, did you say save big?
Yep.
Oh, I think I hear holiday music now. Oh, no, that's just my ringtone.
Better is the reason to buy Hyundai. This is just one of the reasons to buy now. Get up to $2,500 off the new Sonata during Hyundai holidays.
If there was any way to make the $10 any pizza carryout deal from Pizza Hut any easier or any better, we'd do it. But any way we slice it, you're free to choose any large pizza with any toppings or any recipe, like Supreme or Meat Lovers on original pan crust. The $10 any pizza. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Bud Light. Strike gold, and you could win Super Bowl tickets for life. And by Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Doing a little curling down at the ice at Canal Side. They have two different curling lanes. Coming up with the Verizon Halftime Report, join JB, Tony, Bart Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Verizon Halftime Reports. Well, Carpenter will tee it up at the 35. Bills fans, you know, anytime that you face a team that's winless this late in the year, you don't want to be that team that gives them their first victory. And there's a little bit of a anticipation this week because of that. Here's Alford inside the 5. And Alford's going to change direction. And just fall on down at the 17. He tried. All right, let's look at that touchdown one more time, Adam.
It's a great luxury to have a decoy like LaShawn McCoy. He comes out, and he's going to draw the coverage of Joe Hayden. This tells me that this is a 3-deep look, and Hayden needs to get back deep. But Charles Clay runs the corner route from the tight end spot. Tyrod Taylor sees that Hayden is locked on LaShawn McCoy underneath. You see a wide open Charles Clay, and under pressure after he gets rocked, he delivers a strike with a great adjustment from his tight end.
Yeah, Taylor was 6 of 7 for 80 yards on that touchdown drive. So 24 seconds left here in the first half. RG3 tried to dump it off to Pryor, and he threw it short to Terrell Pryor. Pryor was very frustrated last week with the way the game unfolded and his lack of targets.
Well, he came into that game, or comes into this game, with 116 targets. That's 50 more than the next guy, Gary Barnidge. Last week was thrown at 3 times, only 1 yard. I would imagine that would be rather frustrating.
Yeah, they talked to Pryor as well about his chatting during the game. They would like him to temper that. Second down and 10. I figure the Browns will be rather conservative with 20 seconds left to play here in the first half. They dump it up to Duke Johnson. And Johnson's able to run out of bounds beyond the first down marker. He outruns Zach Brown, a gain of 11. So 11 seconds to play. Now, one thing that Hugh Jackson wanted us to know is that RG3 has enough arm to get through a day like this and to be in the upper echelon of the NFL quarterbacks as far as arm strength goes.
But they've yet to really throw it downfield. I'm surprised a little bit that maybe on a couple fades, maybe on some one-on-one situations to try and get it to Terrell Pryor, but they've tried to feature the short game to get some rhythm.
On first down, he dumps it off one more time. And again, it's Duke Johnson up to the 35. And a timeout called. With 3 seconds to play.
Cleveland takes its second timeout, 32nd timeout.
Well, they decide to use a timeout here with 3 seconds left. You think Hugh Jackson wants to throw one money ball and that's it?
I would imagine. I don't think he's going to kneel on it.
I don't think at this point he's going to kneel on it, no.
Well, you got a chance. You could doctor something up. You see how creative and aggressive he was last week. He likes to toy with formations. You got Corey Coleman, who can run with the ball extremely well in the open field. You got some lateral plays. I'm not sure. I mean, that's a pretty far throw in this win for RG3 to try and get, the ball in a jump ball situation in the end zone. Well, let's see. Hugh Jackson is a creative guy calling the plays. See what he comes up with.
Well, Johnson remains in the game in the backfield. The Bills will send some guys back to play center field. They will send some pressure as well. RG3 is going to step up the pocket. He pumps once, now twice, throws long the near side for Coleman. It's deflected, incomplete. Kevon Seymour knocked it loose. So, yep, they were going for one shot to the end zone.
This is the end of the first
So
half.
that's the end of the first half with the score of the Bills 17, the Browns 3. We'll be back with the Verizon halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
New Monday, an Oprah Winfrey special event.
Oprah and Michelle on the road.
It's the last interview with First Lady Michelle Obama.
People think that you are going to run for office. That's a good question. No one knows what the President of the United States knows.
Oprah Winfrey and Michelle Obama, CBS Monday.
CBS Friday. Join your favorite musical stars as they celebrate the greatest gift of all.
My family makes me feel loved.
A home for the holidays. CBS this Friday. Taya Leone is Madam Secretary. New episode CBS tonight.
Hey. Hi. Where's Erin?
With my sister.
But she hates kids. Okay, once more.
Lexus RCF.
In?
Ultra white.
With?
Premium package. Santa Claus. You got it.
If you're going to wish big at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get up to $2,500 customer cash on select 2016 and 2017 models for these terms. See your Lexus dealer.
At Coors, we lager, filter, and package cold for a cleaner, crisper taste. Because every climb deserves a refreshing finish. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
Whoa, this is awful. Try it.
Oh, no, that looks gross. What is that?
You gotta try it. It's terrible.
I don't want to try it if it's terrible.
It's like mango chutney and burnt hair.
No, thank you. I have a very sensitive palate.
Just try it.
Guys, I think we should hurry up. If you taste something bad, you want someone else to try it. It's what you do.
I can't get the taste out of my mouth.
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Shh. Dog.
Dog, 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 dog.
Some mountains you climb. Others you knock down. Coors Light. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report.
And welcome back to our New York studio and the Verizon Halftime Report. Get NFL Mobile to watch live, local, and primetime games, highlights, NFL Red Zone, and more, all without using any data, only on Verizon. I'm James Brown, along with Tony, Coach Bart, and Boomer. Folks, we take you right to the highlights.
All right, JB, big game, Steelers, the Bengals. Bengals came to play today. Here comes Jeremy Hill right up the middle.
Yeah.
Vaunted Steeler defense, disrespecting the terrible talent and everything else. They lead 20-6 at halftime.
All right, the Eagles against the Ravens. Baltimore trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. Joe Flacco fires this ball to wide receiver Kamar Aiken for the 5-yard touchdown. 13-11. Baltimore's up.
And Kansas City right here, Alex Smith is going to scramble and go in for the touchdown right here. 2 Tennessee turnovers has kept this thing pretty close and from them taking the lead, but they lead 14-7.
Jacksonville at Houston. Houston trying to stay on top of the AFC South. Blake Bortles says, not on my watch, calls his own number, gets to the corner, and Jacksonville leads 13-0.
All right, Colts at the Vikings. Adrian Peterson playing for the first time since week 2 after he had that knee injury. He's got 4 carries for 16 yards. But Andrew Luck, he's been on fire. He hits this one to Eric Swoop for the 27-yard touchdown. Colts are running away with it, 24-0.
Huge game. Lions at the Giants. Eli Manning's 14 of 18, 127 yards in this touchdown pass to Sterling Shepard. Earlier on this drive, they gave a reception to Odell Beckham Jr. that was obviously an incompletion. They lead 7-3. Chicago Bears, Matt Barkley trying to secure that starting position. He's going to find Joshua Bellamy right there. He takes him for a touchdown. Ty Montgomery for Green Bay, 9 carries, 123 yards in the first half of this game.
Cleveland at Buffalo. Buffalo clinging to their playoff hopes. Tyrod Taylor's going to drop back and find Charles Clay for the 19-yard TD score. Tyrod 10-15, 105.
All right, the game that you guys are watching right here, this Pittsburgh offense has been on fire as of late. Le'Veon Bell, you see getting bottled up by that Cincinnati defense right there. And here, again, he's got nowhere to go. Give a lot of credit to that defense. Last week he had 298 yards. Today he's only got 39 yards. And then you see a hit there by Burfett. Cincinnati defense flat out getting it done against that vaunted Pittsburgh offense. You see the stats right there. 7-12 for 83 yards for Ben Roethlisberger. Let's see how they come out second half.
I know one thing. For the Buffalo Bills, you know, you just got to keep telling yourself you have a chance, you have a chance, you have a chance. Even though it's remote, if they can get to 9-7, they can put some pressure on a few other teams in the AFC to keep winning along with.
I remember being that team. I remember losing to Tony late in the season. The Rex said we were done. You know, we took care of business. We ended up getting to the playoff, going all the way to the AFC Championship.
You know, the Buffalo Bills, everybody talks about the gloom and doom up there. I'll tell you what, they've been in most of the football games they've played in. They're a couple of plays away from being having a winning record right now. So they still have a playoff chance right now, and they're playing well in the first half.
Did I hear you correct? Well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Did I hear it correctly? The coach told you were done?
Yeah, Rex Ryan actually said that week because I was here doing it on radio. We're not going to make the playoffs. They won the next game, then they won the next game, and then they actually made it to the playoffs.
Way to go. It was
way to go.
So you're saying it's a chance.
Verizon halftime report continues.
Reverse psychology.
Way to go.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report. Watch live, local, and primetime games on NFL Mobile without using any data. Only on Verizon.
Whenever we introduce something, whenever we teach a principle, it has to help them play. We teach to hit with our shoulders from a leverage side instead of tackling with our head. It's the same exact tackling principles that you would do in essence, but now we're tackling with our shoulders.
There's no head involved in these tackles at all. We think it's safer. Pretty good defense around here, and we have terrific football players, and we've had a lot of success. I think it's improved our play. This was a better way to get guys on the ground sooner, and we think it's a great way to play the game.
I've played more than 200 consecutive games. I've caught over 1,000 passes for over 11,000 yards. Had to block some of the toughest defensive ends in this league over the past 13 seasons. Done all that and more to earn this.
I found it on NFLshop.com. My mom got it for me.
The best place to get authentic NFL gear, NFLshop.com.
Get the Verizon Halftime Report live online every Sunday. Brought to you by Verizon. Visit cbssports.com/Verizon.
This Tuesday, celebrate with TV's #1 drama, NCIS. Ariane?
It is perfect.
I love it. Then, 'tis the season for more Bull. This will be fun. Works for me. Catch back-to-back episodes of Bull after NCIS, CBS this Tuesday.
Watch every live, local, and primetime game on your phone with NFL Mobile. It's the best. And I'm the best. Exclusively on Verizon.
Up next, some of you will see the Raiders at the Chargers. Most we'll see the Patriots taking on the Broncos in our featured matchup.
And I'll tell you what, the Denver Broncos have to be desperate, JB. They have to win this game to keep pace with the Miami Dolphins. Also, the game within the game. Wade Phillips, the defensive coordinator of the Denver Broncos, trying to free up Von Miller. Von Miller is such a great pass rusher that Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator of the Patriots, has to make sure he does not disrupt the Patriot offense the way he did last year in the AFC Championship
Because the
game.
Patriots have not had much success there in Denver. All right, there you have it from Boomer. The Verizon Halftime Report continues after this.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. This is the Chevy Malibu. It was awarded Most Dependable Midsize Car by J.D. Power.
It looks great. Wow. What is happening? Oh my gosh, it's going up.
But the Malibu is not the only vehicle that was awarded.
This is mind-blowing.
The Chevy Camaro, Equinox, and Silverado HD were awarded Most Dependable as well.
This is extremely impressive. There's so many.
Doing it once, yeah, great job. 4 times, obviously they're doing something right.
Absolutely.
When I was first starting out as an engineer, I had to rely on my credit cards. The high interest rates were frustrating. So I looked for a smarter solution. With a personal loan from SoFi, I was able to cut my interest rates by 50%, and I'm saving over $8,000. Now I am back on top of my finances, and it feels really good.
A personal loan from SoFi is the smart way to consolidate debt. Get your rate online in less than 2 minutes. Visit trysofi.com.
Yeah, Chevy was great in that. Who played his wife?
Beverly D'Angelo. Juliette Lewis co-starred as a daughter.
Oh, I think it was,
Chris Columbus was the director. Yukon Cornelius. Narwhals really exist. Never stick your tongue on a frozen flagpole. Actually, guys, it was the ghost of Christmas past. Die Hard is considered a Christmas movie.
That's the unlimited effect. Stream your entertainment with unlimited data when you switch to AT&T and have DirecTV. Plus, get the Samsung Galaxy S7 for free.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
Boom, boom, boom. Friends sing together. La 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 la. Friends do things together. La 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 la. Friends help you when you're in danger. Friends are people who are not strangers. Friends, friends, friends. La 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 la. Friends, 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 friends. La 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 la. Friends.
Fall in love with the outside. Marmot.
Bills on top 17-3 over the Cleveland Browns. It's blue skies and sunshine, but cold temperatures and an awful lot of wind as the Bills are trying to get to the 500 mark and try to keep the Browns winless. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. Well, the story for today's ball game has been twofold. It's been LaShawn McCoy and how aggressive he has been running the football.
Absolutely. 10 for 91 in the first half. And doesn't seem like anybody in the front seven wants to lay a finger on him. He's been able to get into that secondary and has been the feature part of this offense. I anticipate seeing a lot more LaShawn McCoy as this game continues to go.
We've talked a lot this week and even in today's game about the quarterbacks. Tyrod Taylor has been very effective in this first half.
He has. He's been sharp, and his offensive line has really given him some pretty good protection back there. There's a couple throws that maybe he's underthrown a receiver here and there, but for the most part, he's reading the defense, and he's taking what the defense is giving him. So a good first half, much better start than they had a week ago.
Rex Ryan told us this week that Kyle Williams came up to him and said, hey, listen, coach, we were 0-8 at one point, and I never played harder. He said, this Browns team is not going to roll over, and Rex wanted his team to know that, and he wants them to know that, I would think, too, as we get set for the second half of this game.
Last week was kind of a punch in the gut, especially for their defense, giving up all those yards to Le'Veon Bell and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And let's face it, the Browns are not the Steelers, but they played pretty well on the defensive side of the ball. Now, I think if you're Cleveland, you've also made an improvement for last week, but the mistakes on offense especially, is what's keeping you from having some good drives. The mistakes have made it so that they've gotten away from their running game, and if they can have some more balance, they've shown they've been able to drive down the field.
Let's take a look at the halftime statistics for the Bills. They've rushed for 133 yards. They've passed for a little more than 100. They've owned time of possession, which is a big deal, and every time you see the Browns play, they don't usually own the time of possession number. So Hugh Jackson's team won the toss. They decided to receive to start the game, which means they're going to kick off to Rex Ryan's group to begin the second half. So the second half between the Browns and the Bills is underway as Tate will let that one go over his head and out of the back of the end zone. So it means that Tyrod Taylor will go back to work with the football and a 17-3 lead. There was a lot of talk after last week's game. Would Tyrod be the starting quarterback for this week's game? And Rex put a stop to that almost immediately. And it's paid off because he's 10 of 15 for 105 yards so far today. Sammy Watkins is in the slot to the far side. Goodwin is there as well. Here's McCoy. McCoy dances over the 30-yard line of the 35. It's a gain of 10, and he's over 100 yards for the afternoon. It's the 32nd time in his career that he has reached 100 yards or more in a game.
You know who has had a pretty good game so far, and he's kind of an unsung guy in this offense. But number 42, the fullback, Jerome Felton, is laying some great contact on the Browns linebackers. And LaShawn McCoy, again, the holes inside, he has been perfect in his reads.
Well, you saw some shifting. Quanjo moves to the right side of the offensive line, and they'll run that way as McCoy gets the first down. It was second down and 1. Demario Davis stands him up. It was kind of interesting to see Quanjo, who's playing for the injured Cordy Glenn, shift from the left side to the right side to overstack that side of the football field.
You saw a lot of that tackle over, is what you call it. When they were on that 4-game winning streak, in the running game and the offensive line, started to take over when Anthony Lynn started calling the plays. They did a lot of that. Now they kind of got away from it a little bit, but that is a part of their offense, and it really makes it hard for a defense to adjust to and play that strong side.
Woods in motion to the near side. Here's Taylor. Pressure's coming. Steps up, throws to the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for O'Leary. Excellent defense by Cam Johnson at the last moments.
Seam route inside, and it's exactly where the ball was supposed to go. Cam Johnson beaten off the line initially, but a great recovery, and that time reading the arms and the hands of O'Leary and knocking that ball away.
O'Leary and Charles Clay were going through some drills while we were down on the field before the ball game, pounding each other, trying to get themselves warmed up. Here's McCoy, who runs to the right. Demario Davis with another tackle. 13 carries now, 109 yards, and Joe Hayden is the injured Browns player on the field at the 37-yard line. Joe Hayden, who Hugh Jackson pointed out yesterday to us, is one of the big reasons why the locker room has been kept upbeat this year despite an 0-13 season.
I'm pumped you guys fly to Belize. What about Cancun or Jamaica? Could I swim with dolphins?
Yes to low fares to faraway places. Oh yeah, that's transparency.
Well, if you want to sing out, sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. 'Cause there's a million things to be, you know that there are. And if you want to be me, be me. And if you want to be you, be you. 'Cause there's a million things to do, you know that there are.
I've played many games in freezing temperatures throughout my 15-year career. Like that 354-yard game in Chicago in January. You know how cold Chicago is in January? But that's just some of what I've done during this gear.
I got Jack his gear on NFLshop.com.
I've never been to Chicago.
The best place to get authentic NFL gear this holiday, NFLshop.com.
'Twas the Monday before Christmas in a quaint forest valley.
If you want to keep breathing, you'll forget you ever saw this.
A gang of bad guys crashed the Scorpion winter finale. But what to their wondering eyes should appear but a team of geniuses who'd strike back without fear.
You're officially on the naughty list.
Nary Scorpion, this Monday.
You're now on the run.
I want these folks caught.
I want to be able to say I got away from the best of the best.
You're never safe. They can find you.
It follows you down wherever you go.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
There's Joe Hayden, who got up and went to the sidelines under his own power. He's got the jacket on right now. So we'll check on him as the game moves on. Joe Hayden, who's never made the postseason during his career as a Cleveland Brown. He and Joe Thomas, the senior members of this team. Here's Tyrod to throw on third down and off the chest of a sliding Sammy Watkins. It'll be fourth down.
You see Sammy Watkins bump his chest. He knows this one is on him. Easily beats Brian Body Calhoun to the inside. This was going to be a first down, and you don't see that one pretty often. That was right there in the proverbial breadbasket, Tom.
I'll tell you what, if he was wearing your Uggs today, maybe he would not have slipped on the fields. What do you think?
Good thought.
Here's Colton Schmidt to punt the ball away. That's Alford back deep to receive, backpedaling inside the 10. And Alford is stopped just shy of the 20-yard line. Friday, December 30th, CBS Sports takes on the bowl season as Christian McCaffrey and the Stanford Cardinal pull out their game faces against Mitch Trubisky and the Tar Heels of North Carolina in the Sun Bowl. Christian McCaffrey is already declared for this year's NFL draft.
He's ready.
The guy is ready for everything. A draft that the Browns feel could continue to benefit them with possibly 2 picks in the first 10. Depending on what the Eagles wind up doing. See the comparisons offensively between the two teams. First possession of the second half for RG3 with Crowell in the backfield. Off the play fake. Toss to the left. It's complete to Terrell Pryor.
I think Pryor was able to get both hands under the football. This is rather close. But 2 hands under the football, does not hit the ground. Secure catch.
But the fact that he is 142 yards away from 1,000 for the season coming in. And they're going a little no huddle here on second down and 2. At least they were trying to go no huddle, but Andrew Hawkins was late getting off the field. I formation, quick toss to Pryor again, and Pryor one-on-one, lowering his shoulder, and he's close to a first down, battling with Ronald Darby. All right, so usually we talk about goals and objectives for a team that's down, let's say 14. You know, do you run more with Crowell? Do you go no huddle like this? I mean, do you agree with this concept?
Well, I think the running game still can be a factor in this game. Now, they certainly can't feature it, but you have to be able to keep.
Defense, number 90 lined up in the neutral zone. It's a 5-yard penalty, and yardage is enough for a first down.
As I was saying, Tom, you no matter what the situation is, you have to be able to keep the defense off balance. If they just know that you're going to rear back and throw the ball every single snap, you don't think Kyle Williams and Jerry Hughes and Lorenzo Alexander, they're going to get their track stance and tee off on your quarterback?
Well, the offsides against Shaq Lawson makes it first down for the 33. Lawson pressuring, they dump it up to Crowell, and he's dropped it. He might have been hearing some footsteps because Preston Brown was right there, but that was a catchable ball. The Browns 0-13. The last team to finish 0-16. The Lions of 2008. The Saints in 80. Started the year 0-14. So did the Buccaneers in 76. And the Browns do not want to be one of those teams. And Hugh Jackson's talked about it. He said that the locker room has been upbeat even with an 0-13 season. He said these guys deserve a victory. Here's Telfer in motion. Crowell again. And he has stopped Kyle Williams. You know, Kyle Williams is so big for this Bills defense. He missed last week. Who knows what Le'Veon Bell would have had if Kyle Williams was in the lineup.
Yeah, how about this move inside on the right guard? Jonathan Cooper just blows past him, beats him to the inside, penetration, and that's one big piece of the defense they were desperately missing a week ago. We mentioned it earlier. Over 500 tackles inside for a defensive tackle. This guy is, you could say, the heart and soul of this defense.
Four-time Pro Bowler, 33 tackles this year against the run. On third down, RG3 to throw to the near side, and it's caught. Andrew Hawkins slips through two defenders to make the catch. And the Browns are inside Buffalo territory, a gain of nearly 33.
I think this is one of the first, if not the first, pass down the field that we've seen RG3 throw. He was under big-time heat in the pocket, but a perfect strike. And Hawkins comes down in between two defenders for a big play.
And again, right up to the line of scrimmage, no huddle. On first down for the 35. That's Duke Johnson running to the left. He has a first down inside the 25. Corey Graham makes the tackle.
There was so little room here. Watch this little nifty run here by Johnson. It didn't look like anything was going to be there, but just quick feet in the hole, looking like LaShawn McCoy has the speed to outrun Preston Brown, one of the better run-stopping linebackers in the NFL, and two big-time plays in a row.
Well, this will be the sixth play of this drive. First down for the Browns, and RG3 will keep it himself. Lorenzo Alexander shoves him out of bounds, but he still gets inside the 20. They mark it at about the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 4 yards.
We haven't seen a lot of that in this game. Last week, 7 carries for 31 yards, talking about RG3, and I talked to Pep Hamilton before the game, and I said, how much do you want to run him? He said, well, not a lot, because we want to protect him. But if the defense knows that he is a threat to carry the ball, it will open up everything else for our run game.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Looking for the near side to Pryor, and that was a ball he needed to catch. In and out of his hands. He got position on the defensive back and just couldn't corral it.
I think Stephon Gilmore was able to come in there and bat this. Well, I thought Gilmore was able to get a hand on it, but that one was just a drop by Pryor, right through his hands. See, a pretty good stop move. Doesn't really work back to the ball enough, but got the separation he needed. Just dropped it.
Well, that's the second drop on this drive for the Browns. The Crowell drop earlier turned out didn't hurt them, and now the Pryor drop. And now a 3rd and 6. RG3 can run it. He's got enough room for a first down inside the 10. Bumps toward the goal line. The ball came loose. Touchdown, Cleveland. Preston Brown shoved RG3 toward the goal line, and he was able to reach across according to the officials, and then eventually the ball came loose. It's an 18-yard scamper.
Well, Kyle Williams got shook. Ball over the goal line before it came out. The question is his knee down. And I think that ball, the nose of that ball gets over the plane of the goal line.
I would agree with you on that.
For a touchdown. But the move that RG3 puts on Kyle Williams at the line of scrimmage is part of what made him so special as a rookie.
And you talked about the nose of the football getting across the goal line. That's exactly what it was before the knee went down. They signal touchdown. It's an 18-yard run, and now an extra point away from making this a 7-point game, and that's exactly what the Browns have done with 8:58 to play here in the third quarter. Well, that's like the old Robert Griffin III, with a little help from the Bills defense to get into the end zone.
She's the reason the good times are great. And the reason the tough times are easier. Because she's your best friend. And your true love. Presenting the Ever Us two-stone diamond collection. New rings, necklaces, earrings, and bracelets. One diamond for your best friend, one diamond for your true love. For the one woman who's both. Ever Us. Available at Kay, Jared, and Zales.
There's a reason we woke up early.
This Wednesday,
There's something they didn't tell us.
wake up. We're not supposed to be here.
To the truth.
Where's this ship really going?
Our little secret.
Passengers, rated PG-13.
Nobody comes into this house without paying the price.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Nobody comes into this house without paying the price.
More people save by combining their home and auto with State Farm to help life go right.
Well, if you want to sing out, sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. 'Cause there's a million things to be, you know that there are. And if you want to be me, be me. And if you want to be you, be you. 'Cause there's a million things to do, you know that there are.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. The new 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Jeep free to be. And by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM.
What a job by the Bills players this past Tuesday. They spent some time with over 100 children from 13 local organizations to help spread holiday cheer. The party featured gifts, festival lights, music, movies. You saw Santa Claus and his reindeer. Was held at the Bills Rookie Club here at New Era Fields. So much stuff happened around the National Football League during this time of the year that the players are involved in, and that's just one of those things. Robert Griffin III, an 18-yard touchdown run, has pulled the Browns within 7. Don't forget, last week the Browns outscored the Bengals in the second half. It was the only time this year they had outscored the opposition in the second half. And here's Tate from the goal line. And Tate's still on his feet trying to get to the 25, stopped at the 24. Let's see if the Bills can respond when we come back to Buffalo.
The full line of Ram ProMaster work vans offer better fuel economy. Upfits tailored to fit your business. Greater cargo capacity, and easier access to your workspace. Ram ProMaster and ProMaster City let you maximize every hour, minute, and second even more effectively. During commercial van season, competitive commercial owners or lessees are eligible for these incentives on the 2016 Ram ProMaster.
Alexa, ask Uber for a ride.
Okay.
Alexa, pause. Alexa, resume.
Alexa, ask 1-800-FLOWERS to order Tina Roses.
Okay.
It's the holidays at Verizon, and the best deals are on the best network. With no surprise overages, you can use your data worry-free, and even carry over the data you don't use. And right now, get 4 lines and 20 gigs for only $40 per line. You'll even get the iPhone 7, the Samsung Galaxy S7, the Pixel, phone by Google, or the Moto Z Droid, absolutely free. Hurry, these offers end soon. Get the best deals and the best network, only on Verizon.
Hey, LaBelle. Yeah? Patty pie. Girl, that's $3.48.
Patty LaBelle sweet potato pie, only at Walmart. $3.48 on rollback. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Undercover Boss is back. Season premiere, CBS Wednesday.
Well, we would be negligent if we didn't show you Arch's angles to get that mug back on TV again.
You can have the perfect defense called, schemed up exactly how you want it, but sometimes the better athlete just makes the play when it's all said and done. Kyle Williams coming around the corner, and then you see that athletic ability that RG3 has as he jukes Williams and then beats a couple more Buffalo Bills defenders en route to the end zone.
Well, this is just a 7-point game now as the Bills take over. Tyrod Taylor throws to the 30 for Robert Woods. All right, so we've seen all kinds of characters here today. This is the way the Browns fans felt after that touchdown. But Santa did not think it was a touchdown. When all else fails, you got to go to Santa, but instead they go to replay. It'll be 2nd down and 5. You wonder how much that builds the confidence for RG3 being able to drive them down to score.
2 carries on that drive, 22 yards and a touchdown. You don't want to feature that as the main part of your offense, but the mere threat, if he can protect himself, will open it up.
So Leary in motion. Now they throw to the near side for Clay. Little tight end screen, and he's got some blockers and breaks a few tackles across the 40 to the 42. That's 5 catches now for Clay, a gain of 12, so that puts him at 61 yards.
Well, it's been a big part of the offense today, featuring Clay coming behind the line of scrimmage and then getting almost his entire offensive line out in front of him. You saw him make the magnificent adjustment to the underthrown touchdown, and then how about that, looking like a wide receiver with some moves after the catch.
Direct snap to Gillislee. Gillislee gets up to the 45 before he's nailed. Well, Rex Ryan, he's like everybody else. He's trying to stay warm. That's what he was doing before this offense got onto the field, is just trying to keep those hands warm.
You know, it's funny, they're twin brothers who just had a birthday. You see what Rex Ryan is dressed like in this game. Wait till you see his brother Rob. He is about as bundled up. He probably has on more layers of clothes than I do.
Here's Tyrod on 2nd down, throws to the right, pass is complete. And again, it's Clay involved once again inside Browns territory. There's a flag that sits inside the 35, though, of Buffalo. There's Rob. You're right. He is. But in fact, he walked by us today on the field, and I didn't know it was him.
Roughing the passer. Defense, number 55. Late hit on the quarterback. 15 yards from the end of the run. 1st down, Buffalo.
Well, Ray Horton told us yesterday that Danny Shelton's understood how to be aggressive and when not to be aggressive. This was a little too aggressive.
Well, the good thing is he hit him up high, and he didn't go low, you know, under the kneecap, which we've seen is the same kind of hit that took out Ryan Tannehill. You know, Danny Shelton as a nose guard has turned into one of the top run-stuffing nose guards, defensive tackles in the league, and quite honestly, you wouldn't expect it, but one of the few guys up front that's been able to put on some steady pressure on opposing quarterbacks this year.
Yeah, that's just a bad decision, though, on his part. He needed to pull up. It's now 1st down off the play fake. Taylor to throw. Oh, plenty of time. Now time winds down. He's going to run it. And he's inside the 20-yard line. Makes a man miss to the 10. And then along the sidelines, out of bounds, inside the 5 to the 4.
Trying to block everybody up here and go for the big ball, but the free safety in the middle of the field took it away. You're going to see Taylor eyeing Goodwin to the left side, but free safety presence. And then we talked about it earlier, Robert Griffin III did the same kind of thing. Tyrod Taylor, we've seen it the last 2 seasons, among the best elusive quarterbacks in the open field, improvises and makes a big play.
Well, he moves past Jim Kelly on the all-time rushing list. The handoff goes to McCoy, and McCoy into the end zone. Touchdown, Bills. Not that there was a whole lot of panic after the Browns scored, but it was just a 7-point game. That may ease it a little bit. Although that young fella's feeling pretty good about getting a football from Tyrod Taylor on the previous run.
That's pretty cool and pretty tough for a little one to be out here in these elements.
For LaShawn McCoy, it's his 11th rushing touchdown of the year. 26 rushing touchdowns this year for the Bills. That ties the most in franchise history back in 1975. And now Carpenter for the point after. And it is good. So the Bills answer right back. The lead is back to 14. 5:50 to play. It was set up by Tyrod Taylor doing a little improvising. After a few hitches, he decided it was time to run. Broke a few tackles and then set up this score by LaShawn McCoy to give the Bills a 2-touchdown lead.
There's a place in America where you can almost see Russia. Which means there's a place in Russia where you can definitely hear America.
Hi, I'm Paul. I used to ask if you could hear me now with Verizon, but I switched to Sprint because their network reliability is within 1% of Verizon. And get this, Sprint has this crazy deal on their new unlimited plan with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th line for free. Yup, unlimited data, talk, and text for your whole crew. A plan like this with AT&T cost you over $200 a month. And Verizon, they don't even have an unlimited data plan. Can you hear that?
Buy one Samsung Galaxy S7 or Galaxy S7 Edge, get one free.
Every moment is a chance to surprise. Delight. K Jewelers is the place to discover the perfect gift. The one and only museum dial. Iconic modern design, envisioned in Movado Esperanza. Sophisticated. Unforgettable. Meant to be shared. Loved. It's time to make a statement.
Movado Esperanza, the gift for now, for always. Discover it at K, the #1 jewelry store in America.
Watch Michael Weatherly in Bull, CBS Tuesday after NCIS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by K Jewelers. For 100 years, every kiss begins with K. And by the new film Sing, in theaters this Wednesday.
Well, the Bills answer the touchdown by the Browns with one of their own. They lead it 24-10 with 5:50 to play here in the third quarter. That was a pretty good answer to the rushing touchdown by Robert Griffin III. That's Alford back deep to receive for this young Browns squad. Carpenter to kick off. This has been the short part of the field because the wind is blowing from left to right. It is in the face of the kickers going that way. And Alford gets above the 30-yard line. So how about coming to a football game today, braving the cold and getting a professional football from Tyrod Taylor.
Okay, all right.
La. You ready, big guy?
Yeah, I'm like totally ready.
Where were you?
I was at a rehearsal.
For what?
At a singing contest. I don't want to be in your gang. I want to be a singer.
How did I end up with a son like you?
Music can alter moves and talk to you.
I can sing, but I get so scared.
Come on, be confident. Don't you want this?
Come back. What is going on here?
Seize the moment, try to freeze it and own it. Squeeze it and hold it, 'cause we consider these minutes golden.
Don't let fear stop you from doing the thing you love. Now hit it.
This Wednesday, celebrate the Feel Great holiday event of the season.
That's my son!
And now, Sing is nominated for Best Animated Picture of the Year. Sing.
Hey, Porky, keep it down, will you?
Rated PG in theaters Wednesday.
With the $3.50 sub of the day at Subway, there's never been a better time to try something deliciously different. Because every day of the week, you can now get a featured 6-inch Subway sub for just $3.50. So mix up your lunchtime routine and treat yourself to the endless flavor combinations at Subway. The $3.50 sub of the day. We took an already great lineup and made it even better. A better price, great taste, and no artificial flavors. The $3.50 sub of the day. Only at Subway.
CBS Monday.
What's up?
There's no fooling Dad.
I know that what's up. I've used that what's up. I know where that what's up ends up.
New man with a plan. Then only a Two Broke Girls road trip would wind up here. New Two Broke Girls after New Man with a Plan at a special time Monday night, 8 Central.
LaShawn McCoy's touchdown has given the Bills a 24-10 lead. Looks like he's going over Tyrod Taylor right there. And now the Browns will get it back after scoring on their last possession. RG3's rushing touchdown. He'll set up in the pocket. He's been running a little bit more in the second half, and he slides forward. And he gets up to the 38-yard line. NFL fans, order your holiday gifts from NFLshop.com today and get free shipping at the